Hey there Internet, Beaver Chip here. This is part 2 of the hidden door video. Part 1 we saw an overview. Now we are going to build this whole thing from scratch. Over there I have another empty one set up, so we'll go over there and build one of these from scratch. Alright, before I start building, I want to mention that this whole thing will be built completely constrained to the left, which means you can build this exact same design twice, once to the left and once to the right, and you'll get a two-sided hidden door or a 2x2 hidden door. This will be just a 1x2 hidden door. So anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is pick a spot. Here I've just made up a spot to put a hidden door, but you're going to need some space to build behind it. So all this will be covered up later with a wall right here, but you're going to need some space to build. I dug it 3 deep. I think it's about 10 back and maybe, I don't know, 14 across-ish. You can just make space as you go, but I like to clear out space to start. So anyway, once you have your hole there and you know where your passageway is going to be, you are going to start by placing some pistons. These pistons will push the blocks into place to make your hidden door. You're going to need 4 stacked on top of each other like this. That'll push your 2 dirt blocks in place here. That'll eventually cover up your door. And you'll need 2 pistons to push these 2 blocks into the hole, so they will be here. Oops, not there. And not facing that direction. Let's go down here and do it. There and there, so that they're facing the dirt. So that's step 1. Alright, for step 2, we are going to create a piston switch. Something I haven't showed before, so you'll want to pay attention if you have watched my videos. You haven't seen one of these before. To start, I placed a redstone torch just wherever you want your secret redstone torch location to be. I recommend the bottom left-hand side of the door. And for your reference, I am going to leave a blue block here to show you that it's just below the redstone torch. Now, the piston switch is going to go directly underneath the redstone torch. So you see that blue block I just placed? I'm going to put a piston facing me on that block right there. So you'll notice that the piston extended. That's because the redstone torch is there. And that's what we want. We want a piston that's going to extend when our redstone torch goes on the wall. And what that's going to do is it's going to push a block. And I actually need a little more room here, so I'm going to clear out another row. When that block gets pushed, it's going to cut a circuit. So you'll need a redstone torch, piece of wire, a block, and a piece of wire coming off that block. So it's wherever the piston gets extended to, you're going to put a block to the bottom left here, a piece of wire that runs up over the top of that, and a redstone torch on this end. That way, when the redstone torch is in place up here, it extends the piston and cuts this circuit. So I'll show you if that redstone torch is gone. That piston is retracted. So that's step 2. Alright, for step 3, I'm going to add in the lever on the backside that will keep the door open. So first I'm going to need a wall to put the lever on. So if you're digging your tunnel or whatever, you should already have a wall here. Then I am going to put in my lever. So I need a lever, and I'm going to have to put it on one of the lower blocks here. And then I'm going to go down below and directly, and actually I'll make this blue so you can recognize it. So directly below the blue block, I need, and that's right here, nope, one in front. Directly below the blue block, I need 1 space, and then a piece of redstone wire that will get turned on. Whenever this lever is on, it'll power this piece of wire here. And I'm going to run that wire over to our piston that we put in step 2. So that wire comes down along here and straight into the piston. That way either the redstone torch or the lever will open the door. And I'll turn off instant mine here so that you can see me press the lever, powers the wire, turns on the piston. And that is it for step 3. Alright, step 4, I'm going to build a limiter. You've seen this in a couple of my other videos. It's going to be slightly modified, however, compared to the normal limiter. So I'm going to pull a piece of wire off of the redstone torch here. And normally a limiter is one block, a space, and then another block. In this case, we're going to build it double wide, so leave 2 spaces in the middle. And we're going to put 2 repeaters in between. This gives us an extra delayed pulse. And then we're going to set one of the repeaters at level 4 and leave one of them at level 1. And just like all of the other limiters I've built, we need a redstone torch on the end and a redstone torch on the side of the first block. And finally, some redstone wire to connect the 2 redstone torches, and some sort of output wire. So that's it for the limiter. I believe that was step 4. Let's move on to step 5. Alright, step 5 is similar to most of the other limiters we've used in other videos. We need to throw in an extra section of wire in between or around the limiter here, and that extra piece of wire has a repeater inside of it facing the same direction as the limiter, and we're going to set that repeater at level 2. So we'll just right click it once and that's at level 2. That's it for step 5. Alright, now step 6, we're going to run this signal up to these 4 pistons on the back side here. So we need to first take this up a level, and then up a second level, and then up a third level. So this signal is going to come up, 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 and now we're going to run this down the way into our bottom level of repeaters here, or of pistons, which need repeaters as inputs, set at level 1. It needs wire to go into the repeaters, and a wire connecting back to the signal. And then we're going to need to send this same signal to the upper level set of pistons. So I'm going to make a couple blocks here with repeaters on them set to level 1, and a couple more blocks for a wire to go in. And then I need to get this signal upstairs to this signal. So I am going to put a step in and run it up. And it looks like my signal is just quite not long enough to reach this repeater because it has a 16 wire limit. So I'm going to go back down to this repeater here and move it forward a couple blocks. Apologize about the mistake there. And again, this was set to level 2. There we go. Now all 4 pistons have fired, which means that part is working just fine. Now we will move on to step 7. Alright, pretty much the last thing we have to do now is run this signal before it goes to the limiter up to the top of the pistons here. So I am going to start running it uphill, like so, and give it a place to go up and up. Make sure it doesn't get touching these pistons. I'm going to run it back this way and then over just on top of where the pistons end up when they get pushed. So now I have a space to run wire. I'm going to run my wire uphill and all the way to on top of the pistons there. mind if I put my redstone torch there? Door closes. If I take it away, the door opens. Redstone torch close. No redstone torch. Closed. Yeah, it was open before. And then just to check to make sure the lever works. Lever opens it up and it'll keep it open. And lever closed. And that's pretty much the whole build, the step-by-step. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and leave them. Otherwise, thanks for watching.